Hey, welcome to Full 42. Get that out of there, Mike. Get that old artwork out of there. We're a bunch of geeks talking about geek stuff, and today we're talking to Chad Elkins here, the 25th Century Games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, Chad.
Last time I checked the logo and the letterhead.
Yeah, thanks for coming. You got a busy week ahead of you, huh?
I've had a busy month out of me, but I couldn't turn down a option to come on here and watch you. As you guys know, I pop in the show, on and off.
Yes.
So it's good to be here.
Already got some fans in the chat here. Everybody's talking to each other, talking to us.
Welcome, everybody.
Oh, now I can see the chat. I didn't know where it was.
Johnny's in there.
Matt Paquette is here. Matt, get out of here. No one wants you here.
Well, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah.
Do we want to start with the announcements real quick, or?
All right. Mike, you said you got an announcement.
I have an announcement.
State your announcement.
So in the beginning of the season, I said that I was going to do something every episode. And Chad, you might know, but in season 1 of the Full 42, I had a different tiki mug every episode. In season 2,
yeah, I've got that season on DVD. It's great. Watch it all the time.
Yeah, you're the one person that bought it on Amazon. Thanks. The season 2 were different hockey jerseys every episode, and this year someone has pegged what I'm changing it's episode 4. Unfortunately, it's Chris who got it. But
unfortunately,
every episode I'll be putting a different painting by Luca up on that easel.
Oh,
it's so hard to see back there. I wish must send you. No, hold it up there. Now you're there. You go.
Aww.
All right. It looks better than your monster drawings. I can tell you that.
He is way more artistic. He just crossed 15 months, and he definitely puts more work into those than I do in my monstrosity, for sure.
It's like a Rorschach painting. What do you see in that, Michael?
Yeah,
I see a dragon.
I saw a hammer, that green hammer right there.
I don't know. A green hammer too. What does that? I don't know what it means. What does it mean?
I don't know. To me, it means like the Hulk. I think the Hulk is in there somewhere.
All right. Well, now we're going to start every episode with what do you see in Luca's painting?
Love it.
Perfect.
And someone can psychoanalyze us. Oh yeah, let's see what the comments think. Anybody? You're getting some shout out, Katia.
Oh, hi, Steven.
When does the Luca gallery open?
Luca gallery opens January of 24.
All right. So I saw that only because I went through a couple of the last 3 episodes and pause different tabs, and I could see that's the only thing that was really changing. So
yeah,
I did the investigative work. I'm proud.
Well done. That's the only announcement I have. So
good.
Congratulations, Chris.
What do I win?
I'll tell you later.
Great.
An email from somebody very exclusive.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. I know where that is. All right. So, should we? You know what? Before we dive into getting to know Chad a little bit sooner, maybe we ought to do lightning round because that could give us some more insight.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. All right. So, Chad, the way that we do lightning round, I don't know if you've seen it before or not. But
got the graphic. This is high quality.
Yeah. See, so I've got this tree here, tree of questions, and it's going to go all the way down and expose you as the fictional character, most likely. Blah blah blah. It's very scientific. It's been proven again and again to be true. I don't think
multiple PhD dissertations been written on this. Yeah. No, I'm bought in.
Yep. All right. So the first question is going to be, as always,
false.
Fantasy or sci-fi?
Sci-fi. there like a time limit on each of these? Like you're like
No. You can even
answer
talk
in like 2
if you want
seconds.
to.
Yeah, the more you talk about your answers, the more we'll learn about you. So
It's true.
Oh, well, so okay. Oh, it's like the hardest question ever.
That's
damn.
telling.
Oh man, I gotta go Han Solo. I think. Yeah, I gotta go Han Solo.
Ooh, that hurt though, right?
I would pick. Yeah, it's a tough one.
All right. Have the power to turn into a penguin or panda?
Oh,
You didn't know you'd be answering that today, did you?
this was definitely not on the SATs. Panda, I guess. Like I can just chill, and just be cool, and not have to sit out in the frozen tundra.
Sean Connery or
dude, Sean Connery, absolutely Sean Connery.
Nice.
good answer.
Although I can understand the other one, but Sean Connery.
Yeah, but I started Sean Connery Day, so let's keep going.
Always wear a cowboy hat or a top hat?
Oh, man. I'm not really all that fancy. I think I'll go cowboy hat, I think.
Cowboy hat. All right. Always be sticky or slimy?
Who writes these?
Chris.
This is terrible. I mean, maybe sticky here. And this is, I don't know what you're going to infer from that, but y'all take your best shot.
All right. Role-playing game or escape room?
I'm terrible at escape thingies. Like, I literally can't even do all the Grand Gamers Guild ones. I get like the first question, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm kicking ass. Then I just have to look up hints for like everything the rest of the way out. I'm gonna go role-playing game.
All right. Country music or disco music?
Ooh, I do love me some ABBA. Let's go disco. Yeah, we'll get crazy.
In your cowboy hat? Okay.
Yeah, I'm an urban cowboy.
Sticky cowboy. Sound like Christopher Sound like Christopher Walken or Christopher Lloyd?
Oh man, Walken gives the best speeches. We're gonna go Walken.
All right. Getting down to the nitty-gritty here. People are scared of you or people easily scare you?
I don't think I'm scary at all. So some people do terrify me. So we'll just go people easily scare me. How about that?
All right. So now we had the scientific answer. You're Groot.
I'm Groot. What is that?
That's 2 in a row. We had 2 Groots in a row. We had a Groot last week. It's time to switch out the ends here. I got to put it through the scientific rigor. Yep.
Yeah.
Put it back into the machine.
I mean, I guess, it could be worse things.
Could be. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah. There's some worse ones. Being Groot's not that bad.
They're all good. They're not. None of them are bad.
Yeah. It could have been like Honey Boo Boo or something on there. I've been like,
oh God, no, we wouldn't do that to anybody.
I wouldn't do that to again. Actually, you know what? I am going to switch these out. So I'm going to share what the other options are. Because some of these have never been even seen.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. So let me share it real quick. Just so. All right. So you had the Groot, but there's also Remy.
Yeah,
We've seen him.
Have you seen Jack Black in School of Rock?
Nemesis, I hate him.
That one's. I picked that one specifically for you.
Thanks.
I was hoping you'd run into him.
Nope.
Phoebe from Friends. I think we had one Phoebe, did we?
Yeah.
It might have been me.
Oh, maybe.
I can't
Cosmo
remember.
Kramer, Ron Swanson. We've had some of those. Edna. We've had some Ednas.
Definitely.
11. I don't know if we've had an 11.
I don't think so.
Filmed in my city.
Really?
And Ruby Rod. I don't think we've had a Ruby Rod, have we? Maybe one.
Don't think so.
Oh, Corey was Ron Swanson.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can see Corey Swanson. That's funny.
Yeah. Now I got to come up with new ones there.
Yeah, plenty of stuff to pick from.
That's true.
Yeah.
I should do something like a Star Wars edition, Star Trek edition. Let people pick one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
Expanding. So that was the lightning round. So now we can.
Did I win? What I win? Can I get a prize? What do I get with that?
You get to be Groot.
I like I navigated.
Yeah,
some diehard fans just going to call you Groot at every future convention.
I know, right?
Because that's how big our show is. It reaches that kind of an audience.
Right?
Ones of tens of people are going to see this. And they're going to tell you.
Tens.
That's how you say it? Yeah, so let's welcome you here. You've got plenty of games. You want to go through all your games in alphabetical order right now?
No. Which time we got? It's not many.
Just look behind you.
Maybe
some of those
20 or so, I guess. Mostly what's on that shelf. I'm missing a couple things though, but
yeah, you've been killing it. I've said this in the past, but your games, your catalog of stuff, especially in recent years, has just been killer. Everything that you're putting out is just firing, man. It's good stuff.
Wow, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do try. Yeah, between a mix of homegrown stuff and then some localization, projects as well. Trying to do a blend of both. I think there's a lot of game. Like obviously, I enjoy making, working with designers and developers and making games from scratch. That's obviously a fun part of it. But there's so many games that are great that just don't see English printings or the North American market, because they're only available in Europe or somewhere else around the world, like Russia or whatever. So it's kind of nice to pick up some of these titles and expose them to audiences that folks that don't get to Essen, and things like that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So are the games that you make also the games? This is a weird question, but are the games that you make also the type of games that you gravitate towards?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely right. There certainly could be publishers out there who make games that they would not personally play. I
didn't mean it that way. I just mean like it's harder to
things are like that I would put on my table if I didn't publish it, right? Absolutely. I think that's I think for you're probably there's a lot of types of games like you're just never going to see me make. Not because I don't think they're worth existing.
Right.
They're just not things that I think are in the catalog. It's also games where if you're going to, especially like something that's regardless, it's got to fit the catalog, right? It's got to fit the audience. It's got to what people would expect, and kind of people who buy your other games. You can't all of a sudden have this one divergent game that's so different and it throws people off. But also, if you're going to make a game from scratch, like where literally it's a designer prototype on ink and paper, that's a long journey, right, from like start to finish. And you're going to play that game, like you're going to play the hell out of that game. And if it's not something that you personally would play or enjoy, that's going to be a brutal road, whole. So
that makes sense
for sure.
Yeah. Of the games that you have published so far at 25th Century Games, which one's your favorite?
Oh man, come on now. I mean, I'll just say it was the one that I made, right? Like, well, I guess two that I made. But yeah, no, that's hard to pick, right? Because the thing is, like, there's every single one of them has something there's something special about it, right? Like, I think there's whether it's just something like you just gravitated toward, which is why it was signed and why you put the effort and the time and the money in to make that thing exist in the world. There's something about all of them that I like. Like, I could probably go through and tell you, like, oh, this game, I really like this one particular thing or these two particular things. Like,
is there one that gets played more than the others? Like one that you'll have people over and that's the one you put to the table, or?
From the back catalog, also, I don't hate to discriminate on any games. I think, I feel like I play a lot of Kohaku. I think just because it's such a quick tile-laying game to get to the table and explain for people. It's such a smooth design. I think for playing with people that that don't play a lot of deeper hobby games, that's like a great entry game. For like party stuff, I mean, obviously we've been playing a lot of Green Team the last couple of years, in prototype form and then final form recently. Oh shit! I guess I should look. I don't, what else have I been playing a lot of?
I just noticed you have an Indiana Jones poster behind you. And
And I cheated on him, and I said Han Solo.
did.
Literally, I'm sorry, like about the altar of Jones back there. That's a tough one. Literally, like both of them are just everything to my childhood, right? Like those two characters are, I mean, my favorite two series of anything are those two series, right? So,
well, at least Indy can keep making films.
yeah. I mean, we'll see. I gonna pretend like Crystal Skull had its moments that were, all right. Had a lot of moments that were not all right, but I also feel like maybe they're gonna do it right this time. But
was the fridge scene not your favorite?
The fridge scene actually wasn't bad. There are worse things in that movie than the fridge scene. I can promise you that.
I was like, okay, it set up the whole thing. I was like, okay, so this is not good. This is going to be a cartoon movie. It's like, there's no way you survive being thrown like a mile away.
I mean, there were some. Temple of Doom had some stretches. Like, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't. It certainly wasn't getting nuked in a fridge level, kind of stretches. Jumping out of a plane with an inflatable raft is a stretch already, but
that's true.
Yeah.
That would have been something that would have probably ended up on Mythbusters afterwards. If
I think they did that one actually.
Did they? Because I don't know if the show still exists. So it's, but yeah, I used to watch that stuff all the time to see the stunts that they would try and debunk.
Well, they did the raft one from Doom, but I don't think they did the fridge one. I think if they did, they're near the end of the Mythbusters thing, there was always like, you guys already know the answer to this. You're not going to survive in a fridge, but they did it for fun. So. We'll see. Got some information from the lightning round after all.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I didn't think about the Indiana Jones poster right behind my head.
Yeah, I know. I hadn't seen.
I say poster.
See it when you answered.
It's painted on wood, but yeah.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's a screen on wood. So the back of it has the outside of the end. They create the arc and are putting it in the government, building. It has like that stamp on the backside on the.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
No, I just blew it up so I could.
Oh, I was like, all right, well, see you guys next week. Have a good show. I just got yeeted off the 42. Awesome. That's where my career's going at this point.
Corey's calling me on my BS. Yeah. That's special magic. That's Kalimar Shakti.
Oh, they did pull the hearts, out. Yeah. And then spontaneously let them combust in the flames.
That's fair enough. That's a good argument. So yeah, that's sorry I diverted the whole 25th century games talk about Indiana Jones.
Indiana.
Oh no, I'll talk about
Indiana
Jones all day.
We can come back to it.
I mean, we had some kind of those themes, right? I mean, you've kind of moved along those themes somewhat in games, right?
You talking about me?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, with the
Tutankhamun.
Yeah, threw me off on that one.
Yeah, Tutankhamun. You got like a prehistoric.
Prehistory. It's like caveman painting stuff. Yeah. Man, I would absolutely love to make like a good indie game. I do love me some Fortune and Glory, from Flying Frog. You just have to like pretend that's Indiana Jones, but that's what it is. Like you're literally adventuring through the woods, like Nazi, blimps and stuff. Like it's Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sneak on board the Nazi submarine and do so. Yeah.
Yeah. They were supposed to make it like 2 expansions for that game, like 4 years ago, and they still haven't put it out. I don't know what's going on, but maybe they'll finally do those. I pre-ordered them like forever ago, and it was like after like 3 years passed, I was like, all right, y'all, I think I'm gonna cancel my pre-order at this point. Like this is taking a little too long.
Well, maybe with the new movie they'll do something.
And I feel like they keep pushing all the Shadows of Brimstone stuff, but
That must
I
be
know
right.
that has an audience, right? But
Yeah.
it's not me.
So
All right.
you have a busy week, you were saying. You want to tell the people watching what you got coming up, what you're cooking?
Sure. So if you haven't heard, so tomorrow launching a new Kickstarter. So try and I'll say it's a little bit different. Not the first multi-game campaigns. I did a 2 expansion campaign last, but launching 3 games tomorrow on Kickstarter. One, I'll just do them in alphabetical order. So one is Aguada, which is based on a city in Portugal. So it's a city that's this organization, started putting on these art installations of all these different umbrellas that they hang above the city streets, and they have like this whole festival every year in the summer. Now they've started doing installations all around the world, and so we basically teamed up with that organization and kind of worked on a game about that concept, about decorating a street with umbrellas. And they help provide some art, some kind of cultural consultancy like stuff, and so that was really great to have them on board for that. But
that's cool that you worked with them on the project. It wasn't just like a designer's idea, and like you actually got them involved. That's neat.
Yeah, I mean, so it's funny. So Dustin and Milan, who you probably didn't traditionally know their names from Button Shy games. Like they've made multiple Button Shy games at this point. Most recently, like Rove, and then Dustin, they were going to kill me, and Milan were going to kill me. I can't remember the name of it. It's a like that Legacy game that they just did recently for Button Shy. That was like an 18-card Legacy game, which is just crazy to think about. So they came up with this design for this umbrella game based on this festival, and it was originally pitched to me as an 18-card game. I think they had entered it into a Button Shy contest, and it didn't make it. So I was like, yeah, we should just do that. I'll pick up those scraps, and then I was like, but we need to make this something bigger than an 18-card game. And so they went to work and started coming back with some rough concepts of making it into a bigger experience. We just kind of kept refining it over the course of about a year, and then it got to where you see it today. Teaming up with the organization came kind of during development. Once we knew we were going to keep with this theme, I reached out and got them on board. So some of the art you see in it, like right there in that picture, there's these mural boards you're like creating on the side of your player board. All those murals are actually the different annual like tourist maps that they made for the city. So that was like the cover of these maps that you could like about the festival to like kind of navigate your way through and go look at all the different installations. So they gave us the cover art from multiple ones of those years, and so that's what's in the game there.
That's really cool.
That's neat.
But yeah, this one's great. It's a very tactile game. They have like acrylic umbrellas that are, I guess they'll be people will kind of harken it to a little bit like Azul-like. So they're very tactile in nature. So this is, here we go. Ooh, the box.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, it's a big old
Nice.
bag of very tactile, kind of dome top, little plastic umbrellas. I don't know if you can see that. So they actually sit above the table a little bit. So they actually cast a little bit of a shadow down on the table. Also easier to pick up this way.
Lots of love for Motor City and Three Sisters there.
Oh yeah, the Motor City Three Sisters. Motor City comes out in retail 3/8, I think is the release date for that. So it's coming up soon. And Three Sisters, if you're looking for it, it's being reprinted and should be off the boat here in April.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, so that's Aguada. And then the other two, color filled, so a little bit smaller box, a little bit quicker game, plays in about 15-20 minutes. This is designed by Mondo Davis, and his wife Peach Benitez is an artist, and so she did all the painting artwork for it. But this is basically you'll each player has their own little board, like their little canvas board. There you go, it's a good shot of it. There's 4 different color options that may appear on your tiles. So you're basically drafting tiles from the center and trying to assemble them into your board and trying to match like colors on each side. So the more sides you match, you can kind of rotate them and move them around and things. The more points you'll score. But this one's based on a concept that's like an abstract art concept called color field that was like founded like in the New York City in the 60s and early 70s. But it's just an abstract kind of puzzle, very thinky game, very simple turns, but like it's like mind melting, kind of decisions.
Mondo's a great designer.
Yeah, Mondo's cool, man. Like that's I met him, I don't know, gosh, 3 years ago, I think, or so at Origins is when I played this game for the first time. And like I was terrible and it melted my brain, and I still melt my brain. I'm still not very good at it. But yeah, it's you think it's like, oh, I'll just pick up a tile and then put it down on my board and swap it out for another tile and rotate it around. Like you think that's not hard, but man, it is very mind screwy to try to do that.
Cool.
It's fun.
And then last but not least, this is Donut Shop. So this one is by Jeffrey Allers, who you probably know. He's designed a ton of games, but probably most notable for New York Slice from Bezier Games.
Yep.
So this one is also a tile game. So what's cool about this one is you've got all players are adding tiles, these donut tiles, to a central board. So you're basically connecting them in. You're scoring points based on the tile that you connect into the display case. You're also picking up, that's a construct for the game. So we got two different constructs, which are really cool. One is the tile holder. That's what you see out there. This actually, I can actually show what it looks like in person. So it looks like this. So it has the tiles in the back, and you basically flip them over and put them top of the
nice.
case.
Cool.
Nice. And you just basically pull them off your turn. So you got these donut tiles. You're trying to have like 4 donuts on them, each tile. You're going to lay those out, add them to a display. Then you're trying to take order cards that you'll collect out of this little napkin dispenser. These order cards have a particular type of donut on them. Some have coffee, some have sprinkles, give you some bonus points. What you're trying to do there is assemble enough order cards to box donuts in the central board. And so what happens is you're boxing things in the middle, but it cuts off the pathways for scoring in the central display case. So when you place a tile down and it touches, let's say like you have like these these yellow like lemon donuts on the tile you place. If that connects to a highway of lemon donuts, you're going to score for all the ones that are orthogonally connect. But someone can come in later and like you can lay that down and box over the top of that and cut the path off, so you can't move, you can't cross over the path. So it's a really neat concept, super easy to teach. So I think it's a nice tactile experience.
Nice.
Donnie wants to know if the hat comes with the game.
Yeah, right. So the one I was wearing does not, but this one does.
Ooh.
So you got these. So this is going to be a Kickstarter only thing. We've got 4 of these that come in the box.
Oh, nice.
Or
Hey,
come with the game as promo.
Very cool.
Fun.
And that's it. That's the 3. Of course, we just started raw fulfillment as well, which is also kind of exciting.
Nice.
Yeah. And also a lot of work. That was a big campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Just started fulfilling and just finished up China and starting Australia soon. And the US will happen early March.
Nice.
US and Canada, rest of the world.
So what made you decide to launch 3 games together versus doing one because it's something that we're starting to see a little bit more of, but I'm wondering what's the thought process behind that?
Yeah, I think twofold, right? I think so. For one, shipping is expensive, right? Freight is expensive, and I think if you've got multiple games that kind of hit like a similar audience, right? That an audience would be interested in not just one, but possibly 2 or 3 of titles at one time. Like I can ship 3 games from a fulfillment perspective, like nominally more than shipping just 1, right? Mm-hmm. And so when you look at, people are always complaining about, God, shipping sucks. Like, trust me, shipping sucks for everybody. Like no one is out here making money on shipping anything like that you buy except Bezos, right? So when like, yeah, if you're getting dinged $12 or $13 to ship a game, like I can guarantee you the back end of that, the publisher's paying more than $12 or $13 to ship that game. Just the local loot part of it, not even counting the freight to get it there. So yeah, it hurts everybody. But now all of a sudden, it's like, well, instead of paying $13 to ship one game, what if I pay $17 to ship you 3, right? It's now if you dollar cost average that shipping down, it's like, well, now I'm paying $6 a game to ship it, right? It makes that a little more palatable. Yeah. It's also logistics wise a little bit. It's certainly easier, right, to ship everything in certain containers, and get that fulfillment done at one time versus having 3 staggered campaigns over the course of 6 months. You're having to manage multiple lanes and all this kind of stuff. It's just pull it together, right? And I can offer a discount, right? Like I can offer a 3-pack discount that's steeper than I can offer a single game discount because I don't want to upset, retailers down the line that are like, hey, like, you're trying to make me sell this game for $40, but on your campaign you sold it for 20. That disrupts your long tail, kind of chain. But if it's a combination where I'm buying 3 games and they're getting a discount, it's hard to kind of, argue that point.
You're going to need a bigger booth at cons now. You're adding
what
3.
Now?
I said you're going to need a bigger booth at cons. You're adding 3 games at once now.
Yeah, and I'm trying really hard on this one to at least get advanced copies in by Gen Con, hopefully, and start fulfillment by then. Like everything's ready to go. We got a few minor touches left on some stuff. I know Matt's watching the show. He's hard at work on getting the printer files wrapped. Because I don't do stretch goals, right? So I'm not having to wait until after a campaign to go test a bunch of crap that I'm just slapped in a campaign because I wanted to have something every $1,000, So it's rulebook is done, files are laid out, and we can just move right into production. And my goal is to get that in people's hands at the end of summer, early fall.
I have a question, and I'm sure Matt's watching or listening to the show while we're talking about him. From the development side of rocking 3 games on a Kickstarter, how do you approach it? Are they fully baked when you get them? Do you have a team that's working on one at a time? Are you just kind of playing around with all 3 at once? Because I got 8 in a bag that I'm working on for 3WS and trying to balance. I mean, you have a deadline. You're putting them all in the same Kickstarter. But what is it like on the back end to develop 3 games at once for this? Especially if you're not doing stretch goals and you need to have because we're doing with charcuterie, as soon as the Kickstarter is done, we should be able to hit print because we'll have everything ready. How does it work for you on the back end for that kind of stuff?
I mean, it's just the exact same. It's just 2 more games, right? And so some of them, some of them are done earlier than others and are kind of waiting, because there's a plan to launch them together. I would say Color Filled and Donut Shop were kind of beat through development before we finished Agueda. Sorry. I always keep wanting to say Agueda, but that's not how you pronounce it. I don't want to offend anybody. It is Agueda. So basically what we had kind of finished them, they were kind of like in the hopper ready to go, but I knew I wanted to put all 3 of these games together in the campaign. So they just kind of sat, kind of waiting for that to come around. Cool. But you're never, you're always running multiple, layers of parallel development. Some stuff is further along and it's just in art. It's in your illustration development. It's in graphic design development. It's in final touches on design development, and usually you've got, multiple things kind of in that world, and of course you may shift priority on some stuff because you're like, hey, I need to pivot and really put a lot more attention on this game. So I need to pull it forward for whatever reason, or I need to stall this to kind of lag it because I want it to slot here, and so it's just looking at, and I'm trying to get better about it. And so I recently brought Mike Young on board, who's been at Hachette and Pandasaurus, and where else was he at? Somewhere else.
Wasn't he Plan B or
Plan B? Yeah. Plan B, next move. So trying to help, kind of me really start lining, up that release calendar and that schedule, 2 years out in advance, so we're timing things right versus panicking and be like, oh shit, we got to get this game for Gen Con. I need to be air freighting over, a pallet of them because I didn't plan correctly, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You keep mentioning Gen Con. Is that the next convention that people can find you at, or are you going to do Origins or anything before?
That'll be at Origins as well. So I mentioned Gen Con because these games here are definitely not going to be. There's probably no way they'll be at Origins. But yeah, certainly for Gen Con. But no, the next con for me would be Tantrum Con, which is this coming weekend. If I didn't have enough going on, I'll be ducking out from Atlanta to North Carolina for a few days to spend time with the Tantrum House folks and a bunch of their friends, and I'm kind of looking forward to that. It's a very chill, relaxed con. That's just it's a lot of fun to be at.
I think
I'll be there.
Dave and Diana, I think, are going there.
Oh yeah.
Dave and Diana. If you're going to, I think you're going to Tantrum. You might not be, but if you are, look up, try and connect with Chad. He's a good person to talk to and play games with.
I mean, there's only like 8 or 10 booths there, so it's been pretty easy to track down. And I usually run around at night just playing games.
Ellen had a good question there.
Let's say as well anything.
How do you guys make the decision to go to KS rather than straight to retail?
Yeah. So first of all, I appreciate the fact you think I'm a big company. So that is absolutely not the case. But I play it well on TV. So 21st Century it was, other than working with kind of like a team of contractors from like a mission control standpoint, up until very recently when Mike is going to start helping out with some stuff, it was really just me. And so I was basically just mission control, like working with different partners, like folks like Matt and his team, and obviously designers and some developers and rulebook editors and all that kind of stuff, and illustrators. So that's it. It's not a whole lot of, not really a big thing there. The question on retail versus Kickstarter is interesting because I've experimented with both now. Like I've done this past year, tried a few straight to retail games, mostly the local. Well, I'd say mostly the localization stuff primarily. Like so, the prehistory straight to retail last year, Oh My Brain straight to retail. Just recently, Volanomo and Gasha straight to retail. That's just because they're smaller box, so it's easier to front the capital, for those type of games. They also already existed, right? Like in other countries. And so, it's one of those things where they were out like a year or two before, and I'm just kind of bringing them over and kind of pushing them out there for English. And it just kind of makes sense to just go and take that straight to retail and see how it does. I'm not sure. I did Green Team straight to retail as well, and then Longboard, so those are 2 originals. I don't know how much more of straight to retail I think I'll do. I think what I have seen, if it's like a $10 game, I'm not going to kickstart that because no one's kickstarting a $10 game and paying $10 or $15 to ship it. People will just bitch and moan all day because people equate cost and shipping to be correlated, but they're absolutely not. I can ship you this marker halfway across the planet, and it costs me the same as it would be to ship you a game. Mm-hmm. So that has something to do with it, like what's the cost to shipping kind of ratio, and what's the capital it's going to take to produce the game, and then do you have that capital in your cash flow or do you not? In most cases, you don't, because capital gets outlaid in a lot of weird places along the way that are not directly related to when you get paid for the game. So you're paying for, illustration work, you're paying potentially development work, you're paying graphic design work. All these things are capital outlays that you may not see a penny of that for 6 months to a year down the road. So when you're looking at from a development cycle, looking at multiple layers of development, and you've got capital cash flow leaking out in a lot of different places across multiple projects, if you think about that like in a grid, you're bleeding out money in multiple places at the same time. Sometimes you need that upfront capital to come in and immediately help you recoup some of the money you spent on the fixed cost and help you pay for the incremental cost on the production side, because it's just a cash flow problem, because it's just the drag is so long, in making a game.
Yeah.
Alan's asking the same thing of you, Mike, and me, I guess.
Yeah, that's kind of just parallel what Chad said. I think the biggest thing is figuring out if crowdfunding can add to the game. Not only something, a small card game or something that's small that you, like Chad was saying, you have the capital for. You might be able to push forward through it, but if you might be able to get upgraded bits or fancy etched bags or whatever the thing could be, that's also a deciding factor. And like, can crowdfunding make the game better? But yeah, it has a lot to do with the capital and being able to pay for it. Like, there are games that it would be great to pay for all of them and have them all ready for June and have them all ready for Gen Con, but the way that all works, it just doesn't line up unless you're, you got a good amount of stuff going on, or your ticket to ride type money, then sure, just pay for everything. But kind of funneling through is the way to do it.
I mean, sometimes it's also, I think if you're, there are probably some things that you might skimp on if you don't crowdfund and you're going straight to retail because you're looking and trying to pinch every penny you can out of that unit cost. I think that's one philosophy to look at. I think the other one would be sometimes there is what the market will bear for a title and how that title will exist because of the weight, the perceived graphic, the audience, etc. That sometimes has a very specific price point for that audience.
Yeah.
But then you'll look at a game sometimes and say, God, this game is a $30 game. And so I got to produce it at a price point, make the best quality thing I can for $30. And if you've seen any of my games, like I will absolutely push that to the limit, from a quality standpoint, what I put into a game at the price point it's at. But then sometimes you're like, man, like another version of this from a vision standpoint needs to exist, right? Like, this thing needs to have certain tactile components or certain extra things in it that are going to command a higher price point than a retail distribution type model would allow for. And so now you can create that's where you get this dichotomy of like this deluxe version, like a regular version, because it's like not just excess for the sake of excess. I'm not talking about, like sending a personal teacher home with you for every game you buy and teach you how to play the game at night and put it up for you. We're talking about like, whether it's just like gold etching on things or like things that just kind of accentuate the design in a way from a tactile standpoint, like wooden tiles or like, coins are a common one, right? These different tactile experiences that you couldn't afford to put in a retail game. And so you have to go to Kickstarter because you need an outlet to sell that. And Kickstarter helps you not only front the cost, but even for both versions, it actually helps you anticipate demand. Which is probably the single hardest thing you can have, to nail down and get it right. Because you're either going to make a shitload of them and you're going to be sitting with them in the warehouse collecting dust, or you're going to be short, and you got to scramble to get a reprint. And it's not like you just pop down, to your local Kinko's and just make a game, pop it back in the warehouse the next day.
Sure.
I mean, this is a multiple month process. Probably multiple months to try to get in the queue and get pushed in to get the production run. Another month or so to get on a boat. You're going to sit on a boat for a couple of months, sit in customs, pain in the ass for a month trying to get through. And you got, next thing you know, I'm like, so now I got a game that's getting reprinted 6 months after when it came out. It was hot enough to sell out. So now what happened? Well, 80 bajillion games got made in those 6 months and it flooded the market. And now no one cares anymore, and you've got to try to repenetrate and get the hype back on that title again, which is hard. Because it's like you print 10,000, you sell at 10,000. If I had 20, would I have sold 20? I don't know. You can't A/B test that. There's no way to know what that demand would have been. Now you come back. Now do I come back and do I print 10 more? Do I print 5? Right? Who knows? Because I may print. I say, well, I'll be conservative and print 5. It comes back in 500 sell. Then now what do you do? Now you're like, well, now I get this capital tied up in a game that I can't move anymore because the hype train has moved on and retailers just don't care about it anymore to pick it up.
Yeah.
And so then again, it goes back to why do you need a Kickstarter sometimes to do a cash injection to pay for these things? Because now you just had a huge suck in your cash flow to get that reprint that didn't return the capital you needed to pay for something else. And so you need that capital injection. And that's the stuff that I don't think people really think about. Like, well, I'm not going to back it on Kickstarter. I'll just I'll save $5 on that $50 game and get it at retail later. And I don't think people really understand, like, it's not just about getting it cheaper or even getting it faster, right? Because yeah, you're going to get faster, but how many games you got sitting in strength on your shelf? Like, I don't care about getting it a month before anybody else. I don't give a damn for things I back. I back because I want to support the company and help them make things, because I know that the Kickstarter is a necessary, viable thing for small companies, and it helps.
Well, that's where it was supposed to be. I mean, that's what that was its intent, right? And you talk about the capital and sucking all the money away from you. Even a couple of years ago, when 40-foot containers were $30,000, like, you needed to come up with, like, how can you afford that? And you have a game that takes, like, for Stuff of Legend, we had to book 2 containers. 2 containers a couple of years ago. Holy crap! Like, that's just not. It's crazy. But
I'd argue actually.
If you plan for 8,000 a container and it costs you 40, but you only took in 8,000, what do you do?
Yeah.
I'd argue. I'm going to argue with you. Just because you said that was the original intent of Kickstarter, it wasn't actually. It's become the new intent. The original intent was that just Joe Schmo could make a game and then walk on by. Now, Kickstarters are to support companies, publishing companies. And there's a lot of
you must have missed my point. That's my intent on Kickstarter. Was so small companies.
Yeah, the original was like, I've got an idea, help me.
Not small companies, one person.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the 4 of us could be a company. That's what Kickstarter was for, right?
No,
not one person.
No, it was one person had an idea. They were going to put it on. It wasn't even Board Games was the original Kickstarter thing. It's just I had an idea and put it on. Now, I'm not saying that it shouldn't be that way, but like, it's changed so much from the beginning of what it's supposed to be that saying what it should be and what it was doesn't really matter. All that matters.
It's got a lot. It's got a lot behind it, right? It's got marketing. It's just got an audience. It's got viewership. It's got eyes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say about deciding what games to go in there. Is going on Kickstarter or even GameFound is an entire marketing push. And you have to make sure that game is worth all the time, man hours, and money that you're going to use just to go into marketing, just to go through Kickstarter. Because if you don't do that, then you think, oh, it'll make just as much in retail. Then don't go to Kickstarter. That's too much, right?
Yeah. Well, there's definitely an extra layer of investment, right? Like, it's not like I don't have to invest in the game. Like, to your point, Kickstarter used to be, I've got an idea for something. Help me raise some capital to go make the idea.
Right.
It very quickly pivoted to, like, I had an idea. I invested my own money to bootstrap together the cultivation of that idea into a presentable product. Now, it may need some more stuff in the back end. I may need 100 pieces of art, but I paid for 50 or whatever, right? And now you're going to need 100. You probably have paid for 100. But now the idea became cultivation and helping to fund the creation, not necessarily the idea, helping fund the idea. But that's the pivot, right? And then now it's like, well, now I'm not supporting one person. I'm still supporting one person, but now it's not one person with one idea. It's one person who's made an idea. I like that what I received out of that and what I saw from that, and I believe in this person or this person's, and now they've made something else. They need my help again to make the next thing, because at the end of the day, you still enjoy the output. Right. Don't kind of like wash it over. It is a pre-order system today, but it's a pre-order system that's an injection of capital that wouldn't make that thing possible otherwise, or in a diminished way. Right.
In most cases, yeah.
In most cases, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's fair. That's a good.
It's expensive to do Kickstarter. Like, you got to pay for the marketing, the Kickstarter page creation, the trailer stuff. Like you wouldn't have had probably a lot of that if you just made the game and on your own and send it in Amazon FBA and you sell whatever you sell, right? Like, there's a lot of expenses you do bring on board with a Kickstarter that also has to be recouped.
And the cut that they keep also.
And you're going to lose, and you lose 10% of it to Kickstarter and the credit card companies, right?
Yeah. You had said we have you for approximately an hour. Am I right?
I'm caught up enough. I can linger around if you want to. If y'all
how fast can we play Green?
Raising the head me.
Well, yeah, I want to make sure that we, get time to showcase people one of your games because it's one that we like to play here on the show.
No,
Now-
I'm happy to keep talking if there's things that people want to hear about. Like anyone
Absolutely.
who follows me online and listens to whatever I say in some of these random groups, like I'm a no bullshit kind of person about a lot of things. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't sugarcoat the industry, and I certainly don't sugarcoat why Kickstarter is needed or what I do or hide, behind, fronts on what my company does. And, I've been very conservative in how I've approached building 25th Century. I haven't gone out and had one game do super well and go hire 18 people unnecessarily, and then all of a sudden have to lay them off and not fulfill a game because I took a giant salary for a year and all of a sudden realized I spent all the money and I couldn't make the game anymore. There are these things out there. There are certainly market forces that happen that also compound some of that. Like the shipping crisis, I think really screwed a lot of small companies.
Right.
A lot of these people that were like, hey, I just got a 6-figure number on my first Kickstarter game. I'm going to quit my day job and become a full-time publisher and haven't even made and released the game yet. Then all of a sudden get hit with unexpected expenses in the back end, can't afford to pay for them. They just say, well, folks, sorry, park's closed. Moose out front should have told you. And then that's it, right?
Yeah.
So
was that John Canning from Vacation?
Yeah. So
was it?
I've taken a very different approach to that. I've been very conservative about it, and it's helped me weather some of the things that I think have snipped a lot of people in the butt, on the shipping stuff. Because I paid for $30,000 plus containers, in the last couple of years. When they normally used to cost you $3, $4, $5, $6 grand, right?
Sure.
I've got games that are sitting in a warehouse that I thought were going to sell that have not sold for whatever reason, and I'm sitting on those and trying to find ways to move them because I misjudged the market. Like I haven't done everything perfect, but I'm still learning and then trying to what I do wrong. Did I miss something? Did I misread something? There's all kinds of things you can kind of figure out. But
well, it's tough too, right? You had the shipping crisis, which you couldn't predict. You had COVID, which you couldn't predict, right? The whole world shut down in both those lanes. It was hard to dance through that, right? Or, I was going to say navigate, but that's.
Now you got to dance.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. Yeah.
You could have stuck with the shipping pun. Now you got to actually get up and dance your way through that one. So.
I'm not dancing. I need more of this if I'm going to be dancing on camera.
The Alan says example Stonemeyer only does pre-orders and yeah. So at some point, you can get a fan base that's large enough and a machine that's big enough, like a Stonemeyer, you can pivot to this pre-order model.
Yep.
If you can pivot to a model where I can sell just as many copies direct as a pre-order through my own website than I would if I was doing it through Kickstarter. Like, why lose 10% to Kickstarter at that point, right?
Yep.
Because 10% on a margin standpoint in this industry is a lot. Like it is a lot. If you don't need the capital, or if you pre-order it far enough advance to use the capital to pay for it, I think Jamie's timing it where he's pre-ordering it and he's releasing it shortly thereafter because he has he's sitting on that wingspan money. So if you can do it, hell yeah, man, do it. There are some companies like Simon, they still kickstart. Could they switch to their own platform and just do pre-orders? I don't know. Maybe they should try it and see what happens. The biggest problem is you just can't A/B test it, right? You don't know. Switching from Kickstarter to switching to GameFound, right? Like, did Raw do better on GameFound, or would Raw have done better if I was still in Kickstarter with it? Because that was the first game I moved over to GameFound.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You don't know. You're never going to know.
Right.
You gotta take the
but
risk.
yeah, those type of choices are kind of what they are.
Yep.
But GameFound is very comparable to Kickstarter, Jim. I saw your question in there.
Yeah.
From an expense standpoint.
Yeah, but does it like you had said, does it have the payout, right? Kickstarter's been around, people use that. Would you have gotten more if Raw was on one or the other? Like, you already got 1,300 people watching your Kickstarter for tomorrow?
Yeah, 1,400-ish or so. 14. Yeah, which for next, I was talking to Dustin and Milan about this. They're like, "Hey, what's that number like for you?" Right? Because I don't usually have 15,000 people lined up. like Andromeda's Edge, type like those type of big games or this massive like hype built up. Wish I did, of course, but I'm just not there at this point or with what I make. But I think 1,400 on Kickstarter is probably good. I think 1,400 on GameFound, I'd say it's probably not as good, right?
Agreed.
I think the upfront follower count on GameFound is much easier to accelerate and to grow and to get bigger. I think it's easier to find things that are coming up. People are looking for things that are coming up, and they're following more frequency there than will follow on Kickstarter.
Well, they also have
what now?
They also have rewards now. If you follow, you can set up.
Sometimes.
Yeah, you can set up rewards.
Yes, I did like an enamel pin for Raw for people that followed and then backed. I think I was like one of the first. It was like me and like the Exploding Kittens people or Cyanide Happiness people. It was like Cyanide, like were the first two to do that on GameFound when they were just opening the platform, which is interesting, right? But I think that helps you with the follower base. So it's easier to get to. Post-launch, and when the backing starts happening, I think the ripple effect for Kickstarter is stronger than what you get from GameFound, because GameFound doesn't have this built-in like, hey, Michael backed, these new awesome shoes. I should go look at that, right? That's you don't get that notification system that's inherently built into the ripple effect of Kickstarter that you do on GameFound as you do on Kickstarter. So I think it's harder to get momentum on GameFound than it is on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Which I think is why you saw a lot of companies when they opened up GameFound to where it wasn't invite only for the first like 8 or so projects. When I did it with Raw, all of a sudden it was like you opened up, like, oh hey, GameFound is open, y'all come on in, water's fine, and then all of a sudden all these companies, small first-time projects started jumping over there to it, or maybe like second project, the first one was super small and then the next one's probably going to be super small. We're jumping over there and weren't seeing good results. And I think that's that ripple effect piece and the window shopping that happens from a casual backer for a casual game doesn't exist on GameFound like it does on Kickstarter. Yeah. Big box of plastic, hell to the yeah, man. GameFound that shit all the way, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what that audience is built for, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Well,
You want to jump in the green team?
yes. I mixed up the cards earlier. And then everybody has a board, correct? Awesome. Normally I keep track for everyone, so I have like 4 boards in front of me. This is much easier. Yes, and everybody should have a card, orange and green team. I'm hoping I don't need the rule book this time because Chad is playing with us.
There's literally 2 rules.
I know. Well, okay, so the rule that I typically have to go back to is what happens if there's a tie.
Green team wins.
But if nobody got it right or something, does everybody go back?
Nobody moves, green team wins.
Yeah.
On a tie.
That's
right?
normally the rule that I ended up having to go back to look at. But I have faith that we'll know what to do tonight. So for those who aren't familiar with the game, basically we are going to be answering some questions, and you're trying to answer with the majority. And when you answer with the majority, you are part of the green team, and then you start making points. The longer you stay on the green team, you earn 2 points every time. And once you answer not with the majority, then you go to the orange team and don't make any points. So your goal
orange team should win.
Yeah, I know. It's just because we're fans of orange, but we'll stick with the original intent of the game here. Green team wins. So yes, I have shuffled a pile of cards here. There's a couple, I think, from the board game expansion that you had in there. Promo. Yeah, I have a couple.
So we just made 2 new little mini expansions that'll be people with backers will be getting those soon. One of them is a Dice Tower specific expansion. And then the other one is an expansion specifically for the Tantrum House Kickstarter, which is this. So there's 30 cards.
I like that those look like they would fit in the box too.
Oh yeah, they'll fit in the box.
Yes, there's room in the box.
If I wanted to have one made for QSCon, you'd be the person to talk to then, yeah?
Right. Yeah, I mean, it could. Yeah, depends on how many you need, and yeah, we can figure it out.
Okay.
You need a spotlight put on them. Putting the spotlight on. Good question, because I have actually been asked this question when teaching the game. Why green?
This is that's a Nathan question. He just, I don't know, he just thought green was happy and fun and good, and orange felt like the opposite of green for some reason. So I think it could have been red, blue. It could have been whatever. I don't know. We talked about should we change it, but I don't know. Green team just sounds kind of fun. It rhymes, I guess, a little bit.
Green team wins. Yeah.
Yeah. And once you're developing the game for long enough, no matter what it's called in the beginning, it eventually sticks, right? You're working on a game and you call it whatever, and that's really not the name. But then all of a sudden, that name kind of sounds good, and you go with the name.
There you go.
Yeah.
Green to go. Yeah.
Green for go.
Fair
Orange
enough.
for stop. I guess it'd be green and red. Maybe like a Christmas game.
Slow down and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Orange is the sound for. So you're not doing so good. All right. Let's start with. We have a blue card here. Best of 3. What's the worst fruit in a fruit salad? 1, cantaloupe, 2, banana, or 3, blueberry?
And we're trying to match everybody, right?
We're trying to match the popular answer here.
I'm gonna try and not match any of you the entire game.
Oh, well, then I'm going to try to match you.
Perfect. Bring it.
You're gonna go for the take no tricks strategy, right?
I
Right.
disagree with this answer, but I think it's the majority.
I think that works. You get 1 for joining the green team, and then 2 if you're already on the green team.
2
Right.
for staying on it. Yeah. So right now everybody's on the orange team. So best case, you get 1 point here if you join the green team. All right.
Yep. Cantaloupe, banana, blueberry, cantaloupe.
Bananas.
What?
I told you I was
Cantaloupe is a staple in the fruit
Yes.
salad. Who
I
the hell
agree,
put
but
the
I'm
blueberry?
matching Mike.
Yeah, I'm not saying that that's mine. I'm just trying to get points.
Wah, wah.
All right, 1
Yeah.
point.
Still on the orange team.
Green team.
I've
already
never
Yeah,
had a
see-
fruit salad with blueberries in it.
For
wanna
me,
say
it's
I've never touched-
bananas because the bananas always get soft and brown in a fruit salad. It's like if you put it in a fruit salad, you got to cut it up right before you serve it. Otherwise, it gets super
Yeah.
nasty.
Who's making fruit salad a week in advance? Nobody.
See, Matt agrees with. I don't make a fruit salad for just one day. If I'm gonna go through the trouble, I'm making it so I can eat it for breakfast the whole week. But yes, see, banana. Everybody's on board with the banana.
Yeah, if they were playing, then you'd be in green team.
I need to play with the
Yeah, that's right.
audience, not with you guys.
Right.
Next question is a this or that. Would you? Well, I guess it's not would you. It's just this or that. So, take a boat across the ocean or take a train across the country.
Hmm.
All
Right.
right, let's reveal.
Train.
Everybody's trained. Amazing.
I would actually personally choose the boat, but I knew everybody else would do train.
I think the boat's too risky.
That's
Across
scary.
the
Below
ocean.
water.
That's a big deal.
I spent a lot of
Depends
time on the boat as a kid. I'd love it.
Depends on the boat, though. If you're taking a cruise ship, you're okay. If you're taking a sailboat, you're probably dead.
Depends on the train
No.
too. You throw yourself in a, like a cargo train or something like that.
Who's thrown himself in cargo trains? We're not
Same people that are
not
making
hobos.
salad a
Who's
week.
crossing the ocean in a canoe?
I did not
I
say
mean-
canoe. I was thinking more like Zodiac.
Well, if there's a problem on the train, you just get off, and just walk.
Yes. Very
Problem on a boat. What are you gonna do?
It's true.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Also, I like. Where did it go? Joe's answer.
Yes.
Train, yeah, you'll see more. See the country.
Yep.
It's
Agreed.
an adventure. It's like Indiana Jones.
Ooh, full circle.
Green,
So
green, green.
now on the
Oh,
green
green.
team. We're all on the green team.
Yeah, I got my point.
Third question. Yep. Fill in the blank.
Ugh.
Code. So blank code.
What would you?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot you could do there.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I think I'm going orange this time.
Yeah, this is where Mike joins the orange team.
Oh, come on.
I'm ready, by the way. Yeah.
Somebody,
Ready?
somebody come with me here. Somebody come with me.
Vinci?
Yeah,
Oh,
Chad!
Morse.
Woohoo! Yes.
Pen code?
Right.
Nobody says pen
Corey
code.
said bro code.
No idea what I was putting on that one.
That's good.
All right.
Mike,
Staying
you
on
and
the
I
green
got
team.
Morris is the right answer there.
Yeah.
For sure. Or like Da Vinci Code. It's pretty popular. I've had this one come up in groups before. Da Vinci Code gets
That's pretty
answered.
good.
He's written it a lot.
Yeah. All right. We have a this or that. Super distinctive face or incredibly generic face. This sounds like a question that we would have in our lightning round.
This is like a lightning round question.
This is the kind of weird, yeah.
I'll give you permission to steal this question and put it in your lightning round.
awesome. I might.
Well,
I need some new
and
questions.
I think you might want to hire Chris for a future expansion because he's good at coming up with random stuff. All right. What do we have?
Whoop.
Ooh, so we're tied.
Oh, so we have a tie.
Oh, that means
So
I
if
stay
you're
on
on the green
one.
team, you
So we
stay
stay?
on the green team.
Yes.
Okay, why generic over distinctive?
Because you don't know what kind of distinctive, right? Like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, but you could get an acting job. One way or another.
It depends on the
Maybe.
feature that's distinct, right?
Yeah.
No, not
What if I got,
necessarily. You
one
can just be
huge
that character.
eyeball? You know, like
Some movies
Yeah.
need a dude with a big eyeball.
That
See,
one movie.
Yeah, it's
I'll
top
be around for
secret.
the
guy
remake of Chrome.
Yeah.
I think
There you go.
the only advantage to the generic face is that you can probably get away with more, like trouble wise, because you're forgettable and they won't find you. You blend in.
They're like, you're gonna go rob a bank, and they'll be like, "What did she look like?" Like, I don't. She's just so generic. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't
That's
know,
like-
the kind of face that looks like everybody else. Exactly.
Way better.
All right.
All right, so I stay on the green team.
Fill in the blank.
This is a family-friendly show, by
this
the
is-
way.
this is-
It really isn't. It really
It
isn't.
isn't, but we'll avoid
We'll
that.
make it family friendly.
I'll agree to. Of
You're
course, now I don't know
killing
what
me.
to do. Yeah.
Fuck. Awful.
Oh man,
I
I don't
don't
even
know.
know what
This
this one.
is when I go back to the orange.
All right,
I forget
I
to
know I'm
count my
gonna be wrong
points.
here.
Hold on a sec. This. Oh yeah, I'm down to. I should
What,
probably keep
Dave?
track of my
What?
points. Okay. So my bad.
Nice.
No way, Trucker's gonna. What'd you get, Michael?
What you got, Mike?
Yes.
I'm still on green team.
Oh,
But that's
Even this?
awful because I just gave Katia 2 points for being on the green, and I don't go to the green because
I know.
you stay on the team. Ugh.
you know, it
Yeah.
hurts when you
So-
tie and you're in orange.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
Michael.
Yeah.
We need another
I will
player.
keep my green 2 points then. Thank you very much.
Same.
Whoops.
All right.
Mother Teresa is a good one. That's what Corey
Oh, yeah, I
said.
wouldn't have
Mother
thought of
Goose is what Joe said. That's another good one.
All right, we have a best of 3. What's
Can't believe
more
this here.
embarrassing to do in your sleep? Snore, talk, or drool?
This goes back to the sticky or slimy question again. That's how it's
I've been told I actually meow at my cats while I'm asleep.
Oh my
Like
god.
the cats meow and I meow back at them.
So is
Oh.
it what's it? Snore? What and what?
Snore, talk, or drool?
And this is most embarrassing?
Most embarrassing.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Green time.
All right, everybody's on green now.
Do we have a point check?
Yeah.
Pardon?
I have point check. I have 4. Oh
Four.
my God, Chad, stop. Oh my
What?
God.
Oh. Mike?
Hey, Katya's got a perfect score.
So
Right?
now we
No,
need-
I don't. No, I'm.
Maybe
Hold
this
on.
one.
Let me. This was a no.
I'm just saying we need to focus. You and me.
I've been trying to focus.
1, 2,
Oh, well, I haven't. So okay, it's me.
Okay, well you should start focusing, damn it.
All right. What's our next?
Oh no! You know what, Chad? I do have the same amount of points as you. I thought I was behind, but no. It's because when I switched to green, it's only 1 point. Yeah. So I'm at 9. I just redid a
Oh,
count.
there you go.
There you go.
That's cheating. Good job, Chad.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, just keep
Around
me in
it.
check.
Keep 'em
All on
honest.
green. Okay, this or that. Bring a dessert you made yourself, or bring a dessert you got from the store. All right. What do we have?
Store.
All sucked.
You didn't focus
I
this
ain't trying
time.
to impress anybody, Michael. This is just go with the ease.
Unbelievable.
You don't want anything I make.
All right, so that was green still.
Yeah. Comments were with you though.
Yeah, well, we're not playing with the comments. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
Thanks, Guy.
I just don't like eating like potluck things, like when people bring a bunch of food. Like it's just I don't know what your home cooking conditions are like. Like I don't know, like you're like tasting stuff. Like that's just all weird to me.
Oh,
Using
yeah.
the same spoon. Yeah.
I also don't like I also don't like buffets for kind of similar reasons. I don't want like people touching like a lot of people touching my food.
I know people that let their cats up on the counters whenever they're cooking and
Yeah.
stuff.
Like-
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
None of that. None of that.
The question wasn't, do you want to eat something that someone else made? It was, do you bring something that you made, or you cheap out and you buy cookies at the store? That's how I heard
No.
it.
Sometimes it's not cheaping out. If you buy good stuff at the store, it ain't cheaping out.
Costco has an amazing dessert selection.
I'm just saying I don't want to
be
eat
embarrassed
anything
of.
from Michael's kitchen. That's all I'm saying. That's why
I might have a spectacular kitchen and make the best desserts. You have no idea.
All right, we have a fill in the blank. 3.
I mean, don't fuck this up.
Oh,
Oh, wait, what? You guys wrote really fast. Oh,
hold
shit.
on.
There's one right answer here, and if you guys don't do it, I swear,
Oh, I think I'm going on orange. Whoops.
I'm leaving the stream if you guys don't write this word. Chad, I'm with you on this one.
Oh, I messed it up. I messed it up.
Come on. Seriously?
Oh,
How?
I got you.
How?
I meant sisters.
Y'all deserve your orangeness on this question.
I do.
Like,
What's really
All right,
bad is I had
Chad.
musketeers,
Yeah,
and then I
I'm going
changed
on the
it to the
orange.
wrong one.
Damn it.
there is there's not like any good Three Musketeer games.
That's
Wow. I grew up watching that movie,
true. Hmm.
so
There's a really old one in a really dumb box that had this like filter system. It was really cool, but modern day it would fall so flat. But I have one. It's old, really old though. Nothing modern.
all right, we have a best of 3. What's the greatest movie snack? Popcorn, candy, or nachos?
I know mine. I don't know yours. I guess I got it right.
This is a lie on my part.
Yay!
Nice.
Back to green.
I always go candy.
So going
See,
back
I would
to
prefer
green is
candy
only
because
1
popcorn
point.
is too loud. So going back to green from orange is 1.
I don't like my hands getting all buttery and stuff, and then I can't do anything
It's
with
just
it.
loud. I hate hearing people eat popcorn in a theater. It's just you're just like, stop it.
Depends on the candy too,
Nachos
because
are
they got the plastic.
Who's eating nachos? Who's eating nachos at a theater? Like, what are you doing? Like, this isn't TGI Fridays.
Some candies have like that plastic. It's real loud. People are like doing this. And
Still
stuff.
crackliness.
That's why I like the junior mints. Just box.
The junior mints?
I don't need food and my movie experience to be combined. I just need to watch a movie, ideally alone in the theater, and then I can go out. That's my ideal movie situation, is literally by myself in a theater. Like, no
Have
one
you
else.
ever? I don't know. Are you in Texas? Just by the way, question.
Indiana.
Mine, Texas? Who
Uh-huh.
are you asking? No, I'm in Atlanta.
Oh, okay. Well, you had a Buc-ee's T-shirt in one picture I saw, and that's
We got a Buc-ee's in Atlanta.
really okay.
We got Metro, well, outside in the skirts and the country, but we got 2 of them.
The reason why I ask is because we have. I don't know if you have them around where you are, but we have several theaters where it's like a restaurant theater. So you order a burger, French fries. There's a table in front of you, all that stuff. You know, I do that for like comedy movies and stuff. I wouldn't do that for a Marvel movie.
I don't need my dining and my movie theater experience to be combined for 2 reasons. 1, I'm not going to eat shitty overpriced food, and I can go get a better meal for the same money somewhere else. And 2, usually the theater screen is not as good as like the super RPX, like 18,000 speaker room, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
And I got to hear people slurping and eating, and like even more so than the regular theater.
Well, like I said, you do it for like a comedy movie or something.
No.
Yeah.
No,
I'm with Chad. Nope.
No.
to each their own. I'm on
All
orange team on that one.
Still in green.
So we're all green.
Yeah.
We have a fill in the blank. Something cards.
Cards.
Wow, I'm blanking out here. This is so embarrassing. Oh my God.
Steven said, so snacks at the 25th Century booth. Yeah, come on. Bring it all. Popcorn, crunchy wrappers.
This is
terrible
terrible. I think
burger.
I'm going to orange. Oh my God, yeah. Why?
Cards.
Well done, Chad.
Damn
I'm
it.
working on it.
You're just helping me get further ahead. So
All right. I'm okay with the guess winning.
All I could think was deck of cards, and I'm like, no, that doesn't work. And I couldn't even think
Gotta
of
be
playing
one word.
cards.
you could be like Deca, like DEKA, like Deca cards.
Deck of cards. Aw, thanks, Matt. Matt and I, it's the Canadian thing.
Matt's just there for the moral support.
Yeah. All right, this or that. Standard edition or deluxe edition?
Deluxe, baby.
Damn it. Oh, you guys suck.
Whatever, man. I'm a fancy boy.
We're running Andromeda's Edge right now. What do you think I got to say here?
Well, wait, you chose cowboy hat over top hat, so you can't be that fancy.
That's true. Yeah, fancy boy still needs some metal coins. Come on.
That's true. I agree.
All right, well, I'm by myself literally on orange right now because everybody
You are
in
by
the
yourself
chat
on the orange
said
team.
deluxe.
Yeah. This is a
Sorry.
Kickstarter crowd. Come on.
I tell you. All right, best of 3. What's the best thing to put melted butter on? 1, corn on the cob. 2, mashed potatoes. Or 3, popcorn. What's with popcorn tonight? All right.
Nachos.
Melted butter.
What's the
That's a tough one.
Corn, mashed potatoes, or popcorn?
Chad's furniture. I don't know what that means, but I like it. Oh man.
Yeah, you're hurting some people here.
Yes.
Ah,
Michael got you. Yeah.
holes.
Stay on the green team.
So does
Love
that
it.
mean I don't switch because you guys ruined
You
it
don't
with your
switch.
potatoes?
If
I
you're
stay
on
on
green,
green.
it's you.
Oh,
Nice. Little payback.
ass.
I mean,
It's
that's a
not
good
a family
point.
friendly show. I'm allowed to say it.
It has the juice. Right.
So I'm still on orange. Damn it. Okay. Fill in the blank. South.
Ooh.
Ooh.
There's no way I'm matching anybody, but
I was gonna say you're writing for a really long time, so I don't think you are.
it's the first thing that popped in my head, and I have no reason to go to anything else. So
There we go.
Yeah, Park.
Thanks, Chad.
I'm with you.
you both did Park.
Yep.
Yep.
Isn't that
the best can for a
Now I'm
party.
in trouble.
where's Tantrum Con? Isn't that in South Carolina?
North Carolina. It's in
Damn
Charlotte.
it.
All right.
Oh, Pole would have been a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, Pole.
Yeah.
South Dakota too is a good one, and Pole.
I was sure everybody was going to put South Korea.
Clearly.
I don't think you. I don't think you were.
I don't know why it popped in my head first.
All right. Best of three. Which invention has done the most damage to the world? Fire, the wheel, or the internet?
I think this is like Nathan's favorite card in the whole game, by the way. It's like definitely one
Pardon?
of his top feud. This one is like one of Nathan's like favorite game, like cards in the whole game.
Really?
Yeah. Damn it.
Man, this is tough.
No.
'Cause this is conversation.
It's not hard.
This is conversation.
This is the conversation. La, la, la.
I may lose my green team streak here. I don't know.
I've gone 3 different ones. Okay, there we go.
Oh, hi, Chad.
Man, I know. I knew it was coming. Orange team.
I'm back.
I bounce back and forth.
The internet. I mean, if it was like Facebook comment feeds or like the BGG rating system, then I'd probably say the internet. You know,
Yeah.
Syracuse.
That's where
It's true.
Wisconsin, Syracuse, and Alan is from Costa Rica, and Alan came from Costa Rica to Syracuse by himself for QSCon last year.
We're being
I
watched
haven't
by.
spent a lot of time in Syracuse. I do. I've been to
cute.
Dinosaur Barbecue in Syracuse a couple
Oh,
times.
nice. Wait, you said you'd come up here often?
Like once a year, I pass through.
Oh.
The airport, and then we go north across the border up in Canuckland.
Gotcha. Well, next time you're in the area, let me know, please.
Yeah, well, if I get time to kill after
Cool.
landing or before takeoff.
Neat.
Oh.
All right, what we got?
Hey, Roberto. All right,
Hey,
we
Roberto's
have.
here.
This is actually our last.
Oh no!
Oh,
And it's worth 20 points if you're on green team.
20. It's a this or
20
that.
points, and you're still going to lose. What is it?
I'm curious because I think this is going to be divisive. This or that. Cups facing up or cups upside down. I think
What?
they mean like in your cupboard or something. That's kind of what
Uh-huh.
I don't know. What do you prefer? Cups facing
There's
up?
the
or
right
cups
answer, then
upside
there's like what I think you heathens are going to put. I don't know it.
down?
That lets me know what you're doing.
Weird question.
I wonder if the old toilet roll over or under question is in here. Is it?
I think so. I think it's in there.
There's one right answer for that. Come on.
Down. There we go.
Man, I went right into orange right at the end.
Up. Why would you put them up?
Joined.
Why
So,
would
Up,
you?
went up.
Because I don't want the lips of my cups touching the bottom of my cupboard.
yeah, I'm the same way. I normally, like mine are, especially the ones I use often, because they're going to get used like quick enough that no dust is going to gather and my cupboard doors are closed.
Well, every time I take a cup out, I run it over water anyway, so it's the difference.
Wow. If you would just keep your cups down, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, because then those
I'd
spiders
still
that
do
get
it.
in those little things aren't going to be in your cups, or those
I'd
little
still do it.
weird creatures.
How
with the
dirty are
thousand
your cupboards that you got to clean it before you drink out of it?
No, it's just anything. I do it all the time.
Oh. Interesting.
All right.
We're learning a lot about you. This is
Yeah.
so you got the ratatouille of the evening.
Maybe. Yep.
Yeah.
What are we, what's our score here?
Oh, yeah.
24.
No,
Oh, Chad wins.
Yeah.
I got
Yes.
11.
This is not the best I've ever done this game. Like 24.
Ooh,
This is like
so
a record
close.
evening.
I did worst,
Take a picture
which
of this.
means I'm orange team most, so I kind of win. So
But do you?
in my mind, that's all that matters, right?
Oh, that's all that matters.
Well, this was
After
fun.
hearing the tell-all tale of American democracy. That's awesome.
Oh my goodness.
It's
Yeah,
funny.
that's funny.
That's fun.
Well, thanks for playing the game. Always a good one.
Yeah, reprint back out in the later this spring.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Perfect.
So speaking of games you don't know if they're going to do really well, like, and then they sell out crazy fast, and then you gotta waste time waiting around to try to reprint it.
Yeah.
That one really blew up.
Yeah,
Like,
it sold out really
Yeah.
fast. Yeah, it's like would have sold 8 times as many if I had them all. I don't know.
Yeah. It caught fire real quick. I don't know if it was marketing or social media or what, but all of a sudden it just was just fire.
It was the fanny packs.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the fanny packs definitely had something to do.
You know,
Because I
sometimes-
remember seeing several posts of people getting excited about the fanny packs on Facebook, and
Yeah.
I'm sure like it was the thing to get.
sometimes it's just the right people playing it and talking about it, and you can't control that kind of thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
It's
doesn't
hard.
happen unless it's a fun game already. But yeah,
yeah, it's true. It's,
Oh, there you go.
Got to play a BGG Con. Had a blast. Bought it after what's CC 22?
QSCon.
Oh yeah, I should know that. Sorry.
That's fine.
I didn't know what it was.
It took me a second. I was like, QSCon.
KuzCon?
I was
What's
like, no way. I'm talking about that shithole QSCon. Like, what does the CC mean?
There's a quote for your poster.
Yeah, it'll be on this year's poster for sure.
I
I
feel
want
like
a T-shirt. I'll sponsor it and just like right there
yeah,
the bottom.
or write it in the box lid of your copy.
You do
Have
that.
that written in there. Yeah.
I'll have a shirt waiting for you, Chad.
Oh.
Nice.
Well, we won't keep you too long because you do have some things to wrap up for tomorrow. Big day. For those that may have missed the beginning of the show, there is a Kickstarter launch tomorrow for 3 games that you don't want to miss. So, yeah.
What time's it launch?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, like probably midday-ish, maybe like 11, 12 o'clock. It's like, when do you launch? It's like, I don't know. It's like, there's no right answer for that either. I'm just, I'm sure there'll be a few last minute things, and I'll just, try to yeah, just kind of casually lean into it, But yeah, probably late morning. Try to catch, beginning of the day, West Coast probably.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Jim, go to like any of the social channels for 25th Century, and there's like a link tree. It'll be the top thing in the link tree.
I'll grab that
Or you can
link
probably
and
just
put it
search.
in the description for after the once we end here. I'll put it in the description so people can grab it when they watch it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming by, Chad.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the invite, y'all. This was fun. So,
Sorry,
gladly
group.
come back whenever you want to slum it, and invite me on. Then just hit me up. I'll come back.
Sounds
Very
good.
cool.
Sounds good.
Well, thanks for everybody coming, talking to us, playing Green Team Wins with us.
Mm-hmm.
Anything I need to say about next week's show or anything like that, guys?
No, I don't
No?
think so.
All right. Well, then we're out. All right. Thanks
All
for
right.
coming, everybody.
Thank
Good
you.
luck tomorrow, Chad.
Yes.
Good luck.
Appreciate it.